Hi, welcome to HerLight HerSea. And I'm starting this podcast for anyone who grew up existing themselves instead of just arriving in this world. I think especially women, queer people, and those raised in culture where love comes with conditions. In my first episode of HerLight HerSea, I talk about silence, unsupported courage, and the moment you realize you never were lost. You were just never given a map. So if this interests you, please join me. Welcome. There are people who grow up being encouraged to explore. And then there are people who grow up learning how to adjust, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're an Asian, especially if you're queer. This podcast is not about rebellion, it's about something quieter. The moment you realize you were never meant to fit, you were meant to find your own place. In many Asian households, which I have also personally seen, love looks like duty, respect looks like silence, and belonging often comes with conditions. You're allowed to exist, but not allowed to take up space. You're encouraged to work hard, really hard, but not to ask for emotional safety. And if you're queer, you learn very early that love has rules, and you broke them just by being yourself. So you become useful, you become responsible, resourceful, you become good. But somewhere down the line, you don't become free. The freedom which is given to us. I don't know by whom. There's always a kind of anger um, that comes with it that people don't talk about. Not rage or shouting. It's just the anger of being relied upon but never supported, needed but never protected. Because yeah, at the end of the day, you were resourceful. You would solve anybody's problems. And especially when you try to build something of your own, that anger kind of boils deep down because you dare to create which never existed. You dare to dream of dreams for which people might call you delusional. And you dare to step outside the role you were given by the society. Then the key universal line comes in. No one warns you that trying will expose who only loved you when you stayed small. And for queer people in traditional societies, or if I may say, even females nowadays in the traditional societies, their fear isn't just rejection, it's misunderstanding. It's labeled as being immoral. It's being told for queer people love is wrong. It's the unspoken threat that if you step out too far out of your line, the world will correct you harshly. So, many of us learn how to shrink ourselves. But shrinking is not the same as living. Likewise, eating food and you are not able to taste it or enjoying it? Is it eating? Are we eating? Or are we just taking food for our energy? And then one day you suddenly realize that something important comes up. Then you start to feel this tasteless food for a really long decade. It comes up that you were not lost. I guess you were never given a map. Not for love, not for identity, not for ambition. So, by this podcast, this is me growing one slow, honest, and imperfect podcast where I might try to give you a map, or you guys try to give me a map. If you're listening to this until the end, you stayed with me. And my words somehow soften something inside you. You're not alone. This is a place where you're allowed to fully exist, where you don't have to earn love, where your courage will be met with care. This is HerLight HerSea, and this is me, finally and hopefully choosing to stay visible for the rest of my life. Thank you for joining in. See you in the next episode.